When a high value woman needs to lean into her masculine energy to be high value. Hi, my name is Unique Sibanda, and I am your style concierge and online dating coach here at the Black Swan Relationship Academy. And welcome to another week where we're talking about femininity, masculinity, and pretty much everything you're going to need to be high value on this journey that you're on. Before we go ahead, do like, share, comment, subscribe. Ask any questions you'd love to ask about in the description box below, and pretty much all the links that you're going to need to continue on this amazing feminine journey are in the links below. So let's break it down. The whole thing about being high value, what is that about? What is it about being a high value woman? What is it about being a feminine high value woman that a masculine man approaches and would love to provide for, cherish, and you know the deal, right? So the thing about being high value, it's not cheap, basically. Being high value is the amount of time and care you add to yourself to be of value, right? And a high value woman works on her mind, works on her physical appearance, works on her emotions. So you master your emotions, you master your femininity, you master your mind, you train your mind, and you literally build up a portfolio, should I say, of businesses. You build up your career, you build up, especially if you're a woman of a certain age. We There are certain things that we do as high value women that are not going to be cheap. And don't anyone lie to you and say that this level up journey will not cost you something. It may not cost you materially, but it will cost you your mind, it will cost you your emotions, it will cost you something, it will cost you work, it will cost you some kind of work, it will cost you some emotional mastery, it will cost you some feminine mastery, it will cost you some emotional mastery, it will cost you so many, it will cost you the time that you put into yourself to be this woman who understands and is able to communicate with a masculine man. But there are times when you are going to have to lean into your masculinity, and this is where being high value feminine woman comes in, because what you do when you're leaning into your masculinity is what allows you to get your goals. It's what allows you to achieve your work goals. But we don't lead with that. um Essentially, we are, as human beings, we all possess feminine and masculine qualities, each playing an important and vital role. And as a woman, my predominant energy is feminine energy, right? And this is me talking to high value women who want to attract a high value masculine man. It may not relate to anyone else. So just to put in that caveat. So when you are a high value feminine woman, your predominant energy would be feminine. And this is what we're always learning about, feminine mastery. But you also have to learn how to use your masculinity. Your masculinity is the giving part of you. It's the goal oriented. It's the strong mindset and the ability to be able to look at adversity and prosper, that kind of thing. So even as a mother, say when you become a mother, you predominantly lean on your masculine energy to be able to provide for your child, especially when you find yourself as a lone parent. You will be leaning into your masculine energy a lot more to provide, to make sure your children are safe, to protect them. So that is predominantly masculine energy. So now, as a high value woman, you need to be able to navigate between the two. Masculine energy will help you to be a very high achiever in work, which is most of the women within our practice are very high achievers, high earners, and high net worth income kind of women. In the same way, they might not be earning much money, but they also do the work on themselves emotionally. That is what a high value woman does. And for them to focus, they need masculine energy. Masculine energy allows you to focus on a task and complete it, because feminine energy is quite creative and can kind of get lost in things and really just create dynamic and amazing pieces. So if you're an artist, having feminine energy is the best that you could do for yourself. But when it comes to the dating phase, this is where unfortunately gender roles still do matter. Gender roles, as in, I think we should rephrase that to be energy roles. Energy roles still really do matter, because for you to exist with a highly masculine, high value masculine man, you need to be a high value feminine woman. Because of these polarities, that is what encourages the attraction. So you need to be able to allow a man to provide for you. You need to be able to allow a man to protect you. You need to be able to allow a man to cherish you. And you will always find that those same qualities, when they are in a different gender, say if a man was predominantly more feminine, it can end up being a bit more toxic, and it ends up not playing really well for a feminine woman. But in a case where you are a masculine woman and you want a feminine man, that is perfectly okay. The important thing here is to remember that there are polarities, and you need to know what you predominantly function in. I personally used to be a very masculine woman, in that I was the first, I am the firstborn of my family. So therefore I had those responsibilities growing in an African home, to be responsible for my siblings, to cherish them, to protect them, to provide for them. And being an African woman as well, there is something that we call African tax, where you still look after your family even when you've now gone abroad. So those roles are predominantly masculine. So having adopted those roles, it was very hard for me and difficult for me to function in a marriage where the man was masculine. So I'm not saying that is the main reason why my marriage broke down, but to be honest with you, I did not know how to regulate myself and to flow from feminine to masculine. I kind of morphed the two. And the thing is, you can only really master feminine energy and your masculine energy when you do the work. We always recommend the soulmate attraction system, but there's so many other courses on here that you can have a look at, mainly feminine mastery, because then that teaches you which energy you need to flow in. That is when you really know who you are intrinsically, and you find out about your core needs, the things that allow you to be in a happy and thrive in a relationship. So when you know what your predominant energy is, you are then able to function in that. So going back to the point of me being a masculine woman, it also then meant that I was never ever ready to allow my ex-husband to be the provider. I was never ready for him to do the providing. It may have been just a verbal thing. I was very impatient with him, as if he said he was going to do something, I'd be like, okay, come on, then do it. And if he didn't do it, I'd just go ahead and do it myself anyway, because I can do it all by myself, innit? But I'm saying that to say there is a place and a space for feminine and masculine energy in the workplace. Be masculine as much as you like, because there is competition out there. There is the need to really perform, and most workspaces are performance based. So you need to make sure that you are providing the things that you need to be providing, right? And then you need to be providing, right? And getting to those goals, and meeting those KPIs, and literally just achieving what you need to achieve. When you set yourself goals, as in, I want to buy a house this year, you have to get into saving mode, you have to cut down a few things, or literally find out where you can leverage money and that kind of thing and move things around. That is a masculine role. When it comes to your children, you need to organize the school, you need to organize the lunches, you need to organize the activities after school. That is a very masculine role. So in learning the difference between the two, you are then able to channel your energy in the right way. So for you to be high value, whatever your definition of high value is, you are going to have to lean into your masculine energy. So first of all, we don't date broke, right? So for us to not be able to date broke, we need to level up our finances, right? Either that by education, or becoming self-employed, or just leveling up in the things that we do, for us to then show up in presenting ourselves in the way we present ourselves. That's going to cost you. You also need to harness your masculine energy to level up, in your mental ability, to level up in your emotional ability. There's also the emotional mastery course, which will help you master your emotions, your those things that we sometimes blame. Oh, it's that time of the month, or I'm on my period, and that kind of thing, or I'm menopausal. There honestly is a space where you can master your emotions to a space where you are able to handle things, and you will need your masculine energy to be able to do that, because feminine energy is all about flow. And for you to be high value, you need to be able to lean into your masculine energy to really do this high value feminine work. I hope that has been a little bit I hope that has been informative for you. And if you have any more questions about feminine energy and masculine energy, do feel free to drop the in the comments. And before I leave, do like, share, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to book your discovery call. All the details are in the description box as well. Until then, you have yourselves an amazing, amazing day. Mwah.